It's Alex, and I'm in my hallway. I don't know if any of you saw other Alex's channel, male Alex Child. He did a little spoof of my channel, and he started his video with my intro music, and he also started off in his hallway, which I found amusing. But today is Land Rover Day. I'm going to go to my dad's now. I'm going to do a compression test, and I've got a set of points with me and a rotor arm and a cap, so we can just have a little play around and see what the hell is going on. I got a little present for Dad. I made some banana bread the other day, or banana cake I like to call it, because calling it bread is a bit weird because it's so sweet. But yeah, I had 2 rotting bananas on the side. Well, they weren't rotten, Dad, if you're watching. But they were very, very ripe and ideal for banana bread. So let's get to Dad's. Oh, for God's sake. Every time I get the Allegro out, it rains. Every time. And look how much water it holds. It's like a little swimming pool. Oh, there's not too much on this corner. I've already been in the boot. I've already been in there and mopped up some of the rain that leaks in this corner. This is why I bought that orange paint. Look, she's going rusty in here. Poor piggy. Here we are with the Land Rover. Oh my god. So the first thing I'm going to do is take all the spark plugs out, but we need to make sure we don't lose the firing order. The good thing about this is it's got the firing order written on there, 1342. So we know it's 1, 3, 4, 2 in that order. So we don't have to number them on this occasion, but I would recommend, if you're doing it and you're not used to it, I would write it down. A good thing to do is put little mini cable ties on the lead. So mark that 1, put 1 cable tie, mark that as number 2, you put 2 cable ties, etc, etc. That's them out the way. We'll disconnect the coil. I'm going to take all the leads off of that, just to disable the coil, so we don't want any sparkies or anything happening while we're trying to work on the motor. We'll get that out the way. See how tight these blades are. They shouldn't be tight because I had some of them out the other day. I might have to get up. Oh yeah, I'll have to get up where you are. Now, I've got this really ancient compression tester. It's a Krypton one. British made by Smith's Industries. I've used it for years. It's old, it's a bit shit, it pops out. But we'll ram it in. I mean, really, you should probably hold it in while you turn the engine over, because it'll probably come flying out of there. If I put a rag there, Well, it doesn't really matter. I mean, gosh, nothing's nicely painted under here, so it doesn't really matter if it comes flying out and hits something. Let's see if this works. Oh, that didn't work. Just blew it straight out. We got 90 come up on the compression before it threw it out, which is interesting. To get the gauge set back to 0, there's just a little like a tyre valve in there. Look. Yes, I wish I had the adapter that's screwed in. It'd be a lot safer, wouldn't it? A lot nicer. I might have to get my stepmom to come and help me. I wonder if there's a way of holding it in. Not really. Welcome to how not to do a compression test. Yeah, I just thought maybe I could just sort of wedge it with a bit of wood. I bet the wood will just fly out. Well, something flew out, didn't it? But we got a better reading that time. I didn't actually look up to see what the Land Rover's meant to be. But what's that? 110? 110 psi? Can't quite see the gauge, but it's over there on cylinder 4 now. I mean, technically, if their gasket's gone and there's lacking compression on this, it shouldn't really fire it out, should it? Let's see what it does. Oh dear. 1, I didn't hear a pop, and 2, the gauge, and it's still in there. The gauge only went up to 25 psi. Oh dear. It's looking like compression loss. Let's try and pop it into cylinder number 3, because we weren't firing on cylinder 3 either, were we? So let's do that. The infamous piece of wood to just hold it there. Oh dear, I think we've got even less in this cylinder. Oh, yeah, 22 psi. That's not a happy cylinder, is it? Well, while we're here, we will check, and it'll probably shoot this out, I would imagine. Cylinder number 2. You know, we'll have a look at them all, make sure the gauge isn't packed up. The infamous piece of wood. Here's one I wooded earlier. That should do it. Number 2 cylinder flew this one out. We've got it reading at 135 before it threw it out. So these two cylinders, 1 and 2, as we know, are good. They got good compression, but these back ones, they're not doing anything. And I will double check them because my stepmom's here now, so she can press the button for me and I can actually watch it. Right, we've got stepmom on the button and I'm going to see if I can blow my hand off. Okay. Okay. Right, we quite obviously just got about 40 psi on cylinder 4, so that's definitely poorly. Let's do the other one. Okay. Okay. And we got about 40 on that one as well. So definitely a problem with cylinder 3 and 4. I'm not going to do any further tests on 1 and 2 because I think they really will blow my hand off, because it was firing this out over 100 psi. So yeah, job for Dad. Get the cylinder head off. Oh well, at least we know that the head does have to come off and it's not an electrical fault. I'm going to put the spark plugs in loosely. I'm not going to tighten them up, just to stop any water or anything getting in there. Yes, I could attempt to do the cylinder head myself, but I honestly haven't got time. I've got to go home today, get some shopping in. I've got to work for 4 days in a row. I've got a doctor's appointment. I've got a couple of shows coming up. I'm going to take the P4 to. So I haven't got time to be doing this at the moment. I've got the blooming P6 to weld up as well. And Dad's still got the welder to weld this up. He said to me yesterday, he said, oh, you can finish off the welding. Can I? I think I'll leave Dad to do that. It's been raining and all the metal he's prepared over there has gone rusty already. So he's going to have to get the grinder on that and stuff. And I'm not doing all that out here. Not with the weather looking like it is. It could rain at any minute. We'll just pop these plugs in, put it all back together, put the leads back in order so Dad don't get confused. And yeah, leave it here. At least we've got an update, you know, we know the head's got to come off. I'm just hoping and praying that it is the gasket and not something like the block. If the block's cracked, oh, that is just a pain. That means the whole engine's got to come out. We don't want that. Definitely not. My dad's been learning to speak Spanish for some reason. Is it Spanish? Oh dear, I think it's Italian actually. Sorry Dad, it's all the same to me. It's all stuff I don't understand. But I think, as Dad would say, arrivederci. Is that right? Well, here I am, driving home, and once again, I forgot my camera mount. So you are just sat on the dashboard there, got the steering wheel in the way, so it's probably just focused on the rim, but never mind. Yeah, it's a shame there was no compression on those 2 cylinders. It would have been a lot easier if it was something to do with the electronic ignition. But, you know, it's good to know that the electronic ignition hasn't failed. Oh, there you go, you're sliding along. Because I know a lot of people that are against electronic ignition. But I've had mine, touch wood, with no problems at all in the Land Rover for about 12 years, and the P6 has had it for about 10, something like that, and this
Lovely job, isn't it?